Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Sarpy County Board of Equalization meeting. Today is Tuesday, July 26th. It's 3:01 p.m. Nebraska open meeting rules are on the north wall. And in attendance today, we have all 5 commissioners, our County Administrator, Dan Hoins, and our County Clerk and Register of Deeds, Deb Houghtaling. Our County Treasurer's here, Trace Jones. And if you would, or if you haven't already, would you silence your cell phones? And let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. One item on the consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Burmeister and a second by Klug. Discussion? Please vote.
Ayes 5, excuse me, ayes 5, nays none, motion carries.
Okay. Regular agenda, one item, the minutes. Clerk, can you remind, Madam Clerk, can you remind me who was in here?
I believe it was Mr. Kelly.
Me? That's what I thought. I don't know where I was, but maybe it was, maybe Aloha.
I believe we were missing
Jog
you.
my memory there. Motion, please.
Motion to approve.
Second. Go ahead.
Motion by Commissioner Klug, second by Burmeister. Discussion? Please vote.
Ayes 4, abstain Kelly.
Okay, all agenda items have been addressed as published, and the BOE is adjourned.
Give me 1 minute. Okay, we're
Okay,
ready.
great. Welcome to the Board of Commissioners meeting, 26th of July still, and it's 3:03. Nebraska Open Meeting Act on the north wall, and the same folks are still here that were here 2 minutes ago. We're going to start the meeting today with a special ceremony giving out service awards. Dan Hoins, County Administrator.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Finally, after a week or so, something fun to do, get up here and talk about people when they don't get to hold the microphone. So these are the Decade Service Awards here. We've got 10, 20, and 30-year award winners. And so structurally and procedurally, I'm going to call, I think everybody couldn't come, but I'll call you up individually, and if you could walk up, I'll begin talking about you. And if your department head or representative can come up and stand beside you, I'll finish my few comments, and then they will present you the award, and then you can go sit down. We'll take a few minutes just to do it individually as we work through here. So the first award winner today, can everybody see me? Okay. And then if you do have a family member too, please bring them up in there. I noticed one got away from me. Hi, Doug. How you doing? Good to see you again. Just picked up on that. So anyway, the first one on my list today is Rhonda Rankin from Corrections. Does Rhonda happen to be here today? Do we have any corrections representatives in here? But Ron.
He's tall enough.
Okay, if Ryan Fuller and Eldon Stoll are both of them here. Ryan, I see him. Did Eldon by chance make it? More shifts? You got a lot of longevity down there, Chief London. Yes, sir. Good job. So Ryan actually, I met Ryan in what generally is a confrontational role. He was on the union side 4 years ago when I came to the county to negotiate contracts. Boy, I found him really thoughtful, methodical, been here 20 years. Ryan actually has a BA from the University of Northern Iowa in Information Systems. PJ, Mark, either one out here, so maybe we're missing a calling here for a second career when you pull in, but chose Sarpy County as his home, even though he grew up in Iowa, Cedar Rapids, I believe, out in that area. But 20 years of service. Thank you, Ryan. And again, the other one, Eldon, I think is he in court security services now? I think I've just recently met him. He's busy in here, but Creighton Prep alum, and spent first part of his life in the electrical field in there. So and a Bobcat operator. I needed a few of those in there. So I'm always impressed by the diversity of the people that we have. So Kimberly Kuzak, is Kim here? Another Pot County portal transfer. And I think, Kim, is this your second stint? Did you were here and left to Pot?
Yep.
And then came back? What year did you come back?
12.
Okay. 2012, and so she is part of our 911 system and is getting her 10 for the second time. Would have been 20. This county,
Feels like 20.
they made you, happy. Anyway, 10-year service, but really feeling like 20. Kim, thanks for everything you did. So our last person that I have to recognize today, and there are others at different levels. Actually, there's two for me. But, it's interesting. We walk through these halls every single day, and we look at people, and we see a name tag, and we think we know the name. We may know something about them. But Jamie Eastman and PJ, are you representing IT today? If you could come up. I've asked Chairman Kelly to help me with this one, because when I was reading through it, at least of this group, Jamie is a U.S. Army veteran, correct? Yes. Okay, and so I picked that up, but also kind of interesting, you want to tell the group what your degree is in from Clarkson College?
Physical therapy assistant.
Physical therapy, has a degree in physical therapy, but it's been a computer guy most of the time. But one of these quiet, I think, gentle souls is the way I see you every day in the hall in here coming in. Always responsive, always doing what you need to do, but because of his military service, I've asked Chairman Kelly if he could present this award and a special recognition to Jamie.
Thank you. And as a veteran, it's always good to be next to other veterans. And so, Jamie, I appreciate your service to our country. And most of you may not be aware, but Jamie was awarded the Purple Heart. And the Purple Heart is our oldest military decoration. The first one was given by George Washington in the Revolutionary War. But to earn a Purple Heart, you either have to be wounded in service to your country or die in service to your country. So I'm glad for the county and for Jamie's family that he was only wounded, but any soldier, sailor, airman, or Marine that sheds blood for his country is a special person and a great American. So on behalf of the county board, in addition to thanking you for your 10 years of service, probably even more important than that is I want to, on behalf of our board and all the veterans, I want to give you the coveted Sarpy County coin in recognition of your service to our county and your great service to our country. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
To the best of my knowledge, I've only really known two Purple Heart recipients and there may be others I'm just not aware of, but both instances I became aware of it, they don't tell you that they were involved in that. And I think that speaks well of, the type of people who are serving our country. One final one, a little lighter. Commissioner Mixon, could you please come up? We're doing department level awards. Commissioner Mixon's been here for 5 years. And so he's getting his 5-year pin here today. And Gary and I actually go back all the way to our city work. My funny story about Gary is we were in Lincoln. I was working for Papillion, him for Bellevue. We were lobbying for some legislation, and we ended up driving over there together, and we're having lunch, and we go to Culver's. It may have been a Culver's before, right? And so I said, sure, I'll go in there, and Gary goes, let me show you a trick here. Order the kids' meal. And he said, then you can tear this off and get a free ice cream cone on your way out. And so every time I go to Culver's, I take a picture of it, I order a kid's meal, and send it to Gary and say, thanks for the advice. You help me every day, Commissioner, appreciate it, and thanks for your service to Sarpy.
Thank you, Dan.
Don, you might want to wait just a minute because our stream just went down big time.
Okay.
So I don't know what we got back there to bring it back up.
Dan?
No, all right, we don't have any audio, but you can keep going if you want to. I'm down.
I could have done this from the chair. I got to call a quick mulligan. I missed one. Mary Ann Davidson from the Treasurer's Office. Trace, did you stay around? And is Mary Ann here? Saw Trace here.
No.
She's not, Trace was here. But anyway, Mary Ann has been with the Treasurer's Office for 20 years, applied in January 2002. Interesting fact about her, she actually worked for the Bellevue Housing Authority for 3 years. That's a partner of Sarpy County, and something interesting. So we have another resource, Commissioner Burmeister and Beth, for here to work on our connection with Bellevue Housing Authority. So give her a hand, please, Mary Ann.
Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Dan. Okay, that'll get us into Commissioners' Administrator comments.
No comments, thank you. No comment.
You've heard plenty from me.
Can I make one comment?
Sure, absolutely, Commissioner Mixon.
Funny story about the Culver's incident. I just pulled that on my grandkids yesterday, so I had to send a picture to my older boys, their parents, and say, the Culver's indoctrination is beginning. So,
The Mixon Culver's legacy.
That's right. Thank you, Gary. Okay, and I have no comments either. We're into the consent agenda. We have 11 items. Would any commissioner want to make a motion to remove any of those items? And if not, we can approve it as published.
I don't need a motion, I just need you to tell me which ones you want moved.
Yeah, I'll go ahead then and make the motion to move 5.8 and 5.11 to the regular agenda.
And I've moved them, so thank you.
Can I get a second?
second,
Second, motion by Kelly, second by Mixon.
Don,
On discussion?
hold
Please
on,
vote.
Where are they at? Wait, Donald, just a minute, you're lousing me up again. All right, this is to move, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. I need votes from Commissioner Burmeister and, there we go. Ayes 5, nays none, motion carries.
Okay,
Wait a minute.
thank you. 5.8 is disbursement requisition 23 of the Sarpy County Series 2021 Highway Allocation Fund for the payment of $2.625 million for
Have that.
June construction for Connect
Do
Sarpy.
this separate.
Is Dan Hoins? Want to take this one?
I think that's got Bill on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I don't see Bill. Oh, I'm sorry, Bill Conley, CFO.
This was pulled, correct, from consent?
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Pulled from consent.
Wait a minute.
I'll open it up for any questions you have on this agenda item.
Just a quick refresher, how much, in general terms, funding we have left on this?
I do not have that in front of me.
Okay.
I will have to get back to the board on that.
Does anybody have any questions? Okay,
You're wondering how much is left on the bond issue?
yeah,
Okay, I don't know.
that's fine. I'll get it from you later. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. But it's 2.6 million, and I generally like to put those on the public agendas.
I think it's in the materials, I just don't have them.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Thank you, Bill. Motion, please.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Warren, second by Commissioner Klug. Discussion? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carries.
Okay, 511 is Resolution 203, interlocal cooperation agreement with the City of Gretna and the sanitary Improvement District 352 Parkview for the 204th Street and Capehart Road improvements.
Hi, Commissioners.
Nicole Spitzenberger, Deputy County Attorney.
So this is an interlocal agreement with, partnering with the City of Gretna and SID 352 for road improvements along Capehart Road and 204th Street. So along Capehart Road, Gretna is going to pay for 2 lanes in the green here. The county is going to pay for a lane. For this area of Capehart, we've got the SID contributing and paying for an urban lane. The county's going to pay for a rural lane, or excuse me, two lanes, and then the city's going to pay for the urbanization of this south lane here. Same thing for along this corridor here, 204th Street. And then over here, we've got 3 lanes urbanized where the city and the county are going to split. The city's going to pay for the urbanization costs, and the county's going to pay for the rural lane costs. So the project total here is approximately $10 million with the county's contribution at $5 million, with an expected $2 million reimbursement when these, other areas develop here. The City of Gretna is going to be the lead agency on this one, and then construction is going to start in the fall of 2022 with the expected completion in the fall of 2024. So, and Gretna's already approved the agreement on July 19th.
Questions for Nicole?
Thank you. Motion to approve.
Second. Motion by Klug, second by Warren. Discussion? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carries.
Okay, on to the planning and zoning agenda. We have 4 items, and they're all related. And they're all public hearings. So I'll read all of them into the record, and then we'll have one hearing for all the actions, and then vote on them separately. 6.1 is public hearing and resolution 189. It's a rezoning request from IL Light Industrial to AG Agricultural Farming District for a subdivision to be known as Lot 1, Outlot A, Falconwood, Sarpy County, Nebraska, located generally southeast of Highway 75 and La Platte Road. The applicant is Hullabaloo, Inc., care of Brandon Miller. The 6.2 is Resolution 190, and that's the preliminary plat for that same property. 6.3 is Resolution 191. That is the final plat of that same property. And 6.4 is a request to, Resolution 182, a request to rescind the special use permit approved in Resolution 2017-152 and approve a new special use permit for this same area in AG Agricultural Farming District to allow commercial recreation and camping area. Jason Kubicek? No? Kelly Jack from our planning department will take us through these and the public hearing process.
And proud to do so. Commissioners, the applications submitted by Hullabaloo, Inc. request a zoning change from light industrial to agricultural, a preliminary plat and a final plat of subdivision to be known as Falconwood, and a special use permit to operate a commercial recreation and camping area in the agricultural zoning district on property generally located southeast of State Highway 75 and La Platte Road in Sarpy County, north of the Platte River. Just a brief history. The applicant purchased the approximately 25-acre Sokol Park property in 2016 with plans to continue to offer the facility for weddings, corporate events, reunions, concerts, and in adding his own twist, he wanted to do family movie nights, tent camping, and pad sites for 30 RV recreational vehicles. This board approved a special use permit for Hullabaloo Inc. in 2017, and for this recreational area now known as Falconwood Park. The applicant purchased the adjacent, approximately 137-acre Gene Epley campsite from the Salvation Army in 2021. The Gene Epley camp closed after the flood of 2019. The applications before you today are to allow an expansion of Falconwood Park, to combine the existing site with the former Gene Epley campsite, and with this larger site, increase the capacity limit from 5,000 persons to 10,000 for on-site events. The subject property is currently developed with various buildings, outdoor stages, parking areas, and open space. Gene Epley campsite is currently zoned IL, Limited Industrial, and is in the Conservation Overlay District. A rezoning to AG is needed to allow the proposed recreational and camping area as a special use permit. The comprehensive plan designates this area as parks, recreation, and open space, and the rezoning to agricultural is consistent with this future land use designation. The property is being combined into two platted lots. Lot 1 is approximately 85 acres north of the levee, and Outlot A at 128 acres is the area south of the levee, and that is the conservation easement. So let's go to technical difficulty here. Here we go. Falconwood Park is a year-round operation. The uses on the site will not change. The facility will continue to be offered for weddings, corporate events, reunions, concerts, festivals, family movie night, tent camping. There's cabin rental and pad sites for the 30 year-round recreational vehicles. Hours of operation for the weddings, indoor concerts, drive-in movies, private and corporate events are 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. Outdoor events with sound will be 8 a.m. to midnight. The existing facility does have a liquor license, and the applicant will work with the Nebraska Liquor Commission and Fire Marshal on a license that will cover the new property. The applicant shall have security for all large concerts, festivals, and events, and shall install signage to keep patrons within the park. Let's go to access to the subject property is from 8th Street and Allied Road. All internal roads will remain private and be maintained by the applicant and shall be improved to allow for two-way traffic and emergency vehicle turnaround. The development agreement spells out the timeline for the internal road improvements. There are currently 2,000 parking stalls on the Falconwood Park property. The applicant is proposing to lease property for off-site parking for use during larger events. The off-site parking would add approximately 3,200 parking stalls and would include a shuttle bus service to and from the park. No parking is allowed on Allied Road. In order to increase the maximum capacity on the site to 10,000 persons for the larger concerts and festivals, the applicant was required to provide a traffic study. Based on that study by Felsberg, Holt, and Olovig, The maximum capacity for large events shall be no greater than 10,000 persons, and the applicant shall comply with the recommendations of that traffic study.
How many people?
10,000, that's the limit. Doubling the site. Staff considers events with an estimated attendance of 5,000 or greater to be a large event. And so 90 days prior to such large event, the applicant shall provide to Sarpy County Planning and the Sheriff's Office written notice of the date of such an event along with pertinent details, in an effort to plan ahead. Description of the event, estimated ticket sales, expected traffic volume, and the plan to provide adequate parking. Security and staffing for the event. Applicant must have a minimum of 2,980 off-site parking stalls secured prior to holding a large event. The development agreement does allow the applicant to hold a large event with less than the required 90-day notice, not less than 30 days though, for exceptional situations. For example, maybe an event that was scheduled at a different venue was canceled, or there was a change in tour route by a performing artist, and that event could be held at Falconwood. But the same notices to the county would apply. Prior to the Planning Commission public hearing, notifications were sent out to property owners within a 300 feet of the subject property, and a sign was posted on the property. An adjacent property owner in 20 Club Lake area did express concern about people trespassing across her property, and staff has informed the applicant of this and has requested there be a plan in place to address the issue. A few other things to note. The structures on the former Gene Epley Camp property did sustain damage from the 2019 flood. Repairs are being completed in phases, and there are a number of buildings that will that will not be repaired at this time, and these structures shall be secured, not used by the public, and future use of those buildings will require an amendment to the special use permit. There is an emergency evacuation plan for this facility. The applicant has secured an emergency-only alternate access through the PCS nitrogen plant site, which is to the north. A storm shelter is not required. However, the pool house may be an option in the future, and it is currently one of those buildings listed as not in use. But the applicant has stated they monitor the weather and have closed or canceled events due to impending bad weather. The Planning Department recommends approval of the rezoning from IL to AG of the Gene Epley campsite, the preliminary plat, and the final plat for the subdivision to be known as Falconwood, Lot 1, and Outlot A, and the special use permit for the commercial recreation and camping area known as Falconwood Park, pursuant to the staff report and the operational plan submitted. One thing to note, the updated special use permit will replace the special use permit approved in 2017. The staff makes this recommendation as the requests are in compliance with the Sarpy County Comprehensive Plan and meet the requirements of the Sarpy County zoning and subdivision regulations. The applicant is here along with other county staff. We would be glad to answer any of your questions. Thank you.
Questions for Kelly? Okay, this is a public hearing. If anybody would like to come forward and address the board on the change of zone or the plats or the special use permit, come forward now and state your name and address for the record.
Hello, I am Brandon Miller. I just want to come up in case you guys had any questions. Hullabaloo, Falconwood Park, 905 Allied Road, Bellevue.
So your site plan says that you could hold up to over 15,000 people on the site?
So we got approved from FHU study to have up to 10,000 people.
Based on the size of the roads?
Based on the size of the property, the off-site parking that we secured from Mr. Al Burton and also from Flatbed Express. But, I mean, we've done events at Falconwood proper, which we refer to it ourselves. That's the initial 26 acres we purchased. We did like Fish Fest out there, which is 100.7 The Fishes, Christian rock concert festival. We've done Hullabaloo. We've done several other events that have gotten around, 4,500 people. And that was before we had an additional 130 acres with the Salvation Army property, to be able to hold more cars and more folks. I mean, we had the fire marshal came through and initially gave us a ridiculous number, like 20,000. We just knew we could never park that many, at the property. So we used the 5,000 when we applied for the other special use permit, knowing that we've gotten close to that and been able to handle that traffic and that amount of people.
So when you have like a festival out there, a larger festival, you'll use the whole facility, including the existing stuff that you previously owned?
Yes.
So on the very west end where the, I don't know what it's called, but it's like a lodge.
Yep. Falconwood Lodge is what we
Yeah,
refer
so-
to it as.
Will that be just set up for refreshments and everything, and then they'll have additional things out by the concert site? I mean, what's the plan?
So the only really large festival that we have this year, we have two events this year coming up in August. One is Outlandia, and that's taking place primarily on the new side of the Salvation Army property. We have down by that pavilion they built in 2019 that must have come through here. They built this new pavilion down at the end of the property. We're going to put the stage in down there and host everybody, all the food trucks, all the vendors, all the artists, everybody will all be on the Falconwood side, or on the Salvation Army side. Falconwood side will primarily be used for staging, parking, staff parking. So most of it will be back further on to the Salvation Army property. Then the following weekend we have an event. It's like a traveling version of Junk Stock that a family started called Hippie Fest, which don't let that freak you out. It's a Christian family that started. They don't even let their vendors have pot leaf things or anything like that.
Commissioner Warren grew up in the hippie era.
Yeah, but I know, but that one all goes on the Falconwood side primarily, except for overflow parking. Like last year, we did the same event. It drew 4,500, and we put extra cars on the Salvation Army side. But all the events took place on the Falconwood side, and that event is like noon to 7, Saturday to Sunday. It's 100 and some vendors, with baubles and weird items and handmade things. It's basically Junk Stock, but a different group that throws it.
Yeah. Questions?
So do you sell alcohol? Do you have a,
Yeah, we applied for a liquor license back in 2016, and we have a liquor license for the Falconwood property. We're getting, through that process, the Salvation Army property, we've gotten a couple SDLs approved over there, one for a wedding, one for the Outlandia Festival coming up.
okay.
So the campsites, are they seasonal or?
Yeah, there's 30 seasonal spots, and then people can leave their RVs there for the winter. So, they can store them there, but they're not actually camping. And then we open up April 1st and usually close down the water sometime mid-November. And then those people at those 30 campsites can come to the concerts or movies or whatever. But our primary business is actually weddings. That's the one thing that we kind of keep not talking about as much. But that is what we do the most of every season. We usually do, this year we got 2 festivals, 3 other concerts, and then we've got, 30 movies. But we have like 90 to 100 weddings this year. That's our primary bread and butter, is doing weddings. And that's what we're doing with the new property, primarily using it for weddings. The cabins that you saw on that site plan that are in between the 2 venues were the kids' cabins. They're like little 400 square foot cabins that we've converted to glamping. So guests can rent those out, which we used to have glamping at the Falconwood side before the flood hit us, but those were just tents built onto a deck with some furniture in them. These are actually, legit cabin buildings that have been there since the 50s that we've just upgraded. So that is what we mainly do, is weddings and a side of concerts and festivals. And then the movies is probably the thing we do the second most, with 30 or so of those a year.
Okay. Great, thanks. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
It's pretty exciting.
It's very exciting. You should come sometime. Are you the Don Kelly?
Yeah.
The Don.
Whoa. I need your jingle writer. It's in my head all the time. I hear it so much, and then just randomly it'll pop up. So.
Well, first of all, I've been down there for
Yeah.
a wedding,
Okay.
obviously, and I thought it was a really great venue.
Thank you.
But I get excited about people with an entrepreneurial spirit who want to make something out of nothing,
Thank you.
which is there's really a flood zone down there, but it's beautiful down there.
It is again.
And, the amenity of large events and movies, family nights and concerts, that's a great thing for Sarpy County. So I'm excited for you, and I hope it's very successful.
Thank you.
Because I know you guys have worked hard to build it and put it together, and congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been an adventure. We've had a flood, a pandemic, a tornado. We've hit them all. I don't know what is left. So.
Well, the locusts haven't come yet.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say some sort of locust or plague or something.
We appreciate you wanting to do business in Sarpy County. So
Absolutely.
thanks for that.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to come forward and address the board on this matter?
Brief comment, Mr. Chair, if I may. I've shared with the board individually, but I think it's proper venue to share it again, that Brandon, I talked to you on the phone a few months ago. You recall that? Brandon called me kind of frustrated with government process. This was a lot of regulation, with floods and such, and so he kind of shared his passion, his heart with me, and I passed it off to the planning department. I'll tell you, in a very short period of time, the planning department was very responsive. They got through some difficult issues. They told Brandon what they needed, but the current planning department, I just want to recognize them, because that's how government should work, with people to get them there, and they did that with flying colors. So Don, Kelly, Jason, your team in there, if I'm missing somebody, Melanie. So there, I got your name too, didn't I? That's good government. So I'm really, really proud of that portion of our team.
Thank you, Dan. Ma'am?
Hi, I'm Catherine Bettine with the 20 Club. And I just want to express that we still have concerns. We haven't had a 10,000 person event there. We don't know how that's going to affect us, traffic, those kinds of things. So I just wanted to put that on the record.
Well, I appreciate that. And, one of the nice things about the way this is set up, it's a special use permit, which means that if the applicant of the special use permit doesn't comply with the requirements that are in that special use permit, it can be taken away.
Okay.
So the county holds a pretty big hammer over the proprietor to make sure that they follow the rules. Now, I kind of share your concern a little bit because I've been down there. It's a very narrow road. But if this thing is successful, hopefully we'll get some road improvements down there that will make it a little bit easier for access both coming and going. So
Okay.
Thanks for taking the time to come in and share your concern. And as always, if something comes up, all the commissioners, we put our phone numbers on our website. You can call us anytime. And just cut right to the top, and we'll take it for action, okay?
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you. Anyone else want to address the board? Come on forward.
Thank you. Mike App, 1124 North Happy Hollow Boulevard. I'm actually a business partner with Brandon, and we formed a company called Outlandia in order to throw this festival. And I want to make sure that we directly address the concern that she brought up, because she did a good job of communicating that with Brandon previously. I happen to be the business manager of Outlandia, and so one of the things I'm responsible for is ensuring that the contracts of all the people that we employ for this event are taken care of. And after the concerns that she raised, we increased our armed security that is hired by us to 8 persons that will be patrolling the property, and then 40 to 50 what we call T-shirt security will also be on premises. And since she's identified that problem, while I appreciate you say that you can come after the fact, whatever damage might already be done to her property, and we take that very seriously and therefore have employed additional security, and we will place them specifically in the areas of concern to address this constituent's issue that she raised. The other thing I might just point out from a numbers standpoint is that when we originally came to you and asked for a 10,000 capacity, it's like walking into a restaurant and seeing good food and your eyes are more hungry than your stomach. As of this morning, ticket sales indicate that we will have probably about half that number at the event, and a 5,000 person event probably addresses a lot of the concerns you brought about ingress, egress, and property. And then the last thing that I'll point out is that the kind of music that we're bringing to Outlandia is what we call indie rock. It tends to be a more mellow, older crowd, and so it hopefully alleviates some of the valid concerns that the constituent brought up. Any questions or comments in regard to that?
No, I mean, my only recommendation, and I'm sure you're going to do this already, but 5,000 is probably a great number to, as a test case. But, there'll be lessons learned, I guarantee it. There's going to be things you guys do great. There's going to be things that wish we had a mulligan on. So, do your after action and implement improvements based on, on ground truth based on a real event. So
that's great advice, Mr. Chairman. To further put the emphasis on it, the three partners that came together to form Outlandia are 1% Productions, who have done 50 outdoor festivals, the founders of the Maha Music Festival in Omaha that have done 11, and then Brandon and his team who have done multiple on-site. So we've got a professional team in place with experience, and we certainly will follow that advice post-event.
Well, and I know growth is coming to Sarpy County, but carving off niches like this where we can offer amenities and recreation and activities and entertainment, I think it's just a win-win-win. Especially with your commitment to work with the surrounding people that have been there a long time and are also great citizens. So thanks for that.
Well, we've got a good business partner in Brandon and the Falconwood team, truly.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Anybody else want to address the board on this matter? Or any of these matters, I should say. Okay, then I'm going to close the public hearing. And we're going to jump right in on the change of zoning, Resolution 189.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Burmeister, second by Klug. Discussion? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carries.
Okay, on item 6.2, Resolution 190, the preliminary plat.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Burmeister, second by Klug. Discussion? Please vote.
Wait a minute, did you guys hit the? There it goes. Ayes 5, nays none, motion carries.
On item 6.3, the final plat, Resolution 191.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Burmeister, second by Klug. Discussion? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carries.
Okay, and then the last 6.4 is the special use permit and the recension of Resolution 2017-152.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Burmeister, second by Klug. Discussion? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carries.
Okay, the last item on this property is Resolution 192. It's the development agreement between Hullabaloo and Sarpy County for the Falconwood property.
Yes.
Nicole Spitzenberger.
Hi, Commissioners. So this is a development agreement, and basically it outlines the terms of how the property is going to develop, some internal road improvements. We included the terms of the special use permit into this contractual agreement, so there's two ways to enforce it, the special use permit and this contractual agreement. But do you have any questions?
Questions for Nicole? Motion, please.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Burmeister, second by Klug. Discussion? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carries.
Great. Okay, on to the regular agenda. First item, Oh, you good? Okay. On to the regular agenda. First item is 7.1 minutes from our last meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Klug, second by Mixon. Please vote.
Ayes 4, abstain Kelly. Motion carries.
Okay, 7.2 is Resolution 186. It's award the low bid to Collins Contracting Company for replacing 2 bridges. $1.4 million and change. Beth Garber, Assistant County Administrator.
I'll be pinch hitting for
Okay,
Beth.
Dan
She's out
Hoins,
today,
County
so,
Administrator.
So on July 7th, Mr. Chair and board members, the county received 3 bids for these 2 bridge projects. We're recommending to M.E. Collins be awarded. They were the low bidder of $1,433,651. The engineer's estimate was $1,521, so there's adequate funding. This will complete the repair of 2 bridges that are on our bridge list of in dire need. The first one, I think it's Bridge 46, is 75th Street south of Platteview Road. The second's 120th Street north of Buffalo Road. A projected completion date the winter, or they'll start this winter and complete by next fall, so roughly 14 months from now. 9/16/2023 is a projected completion. Once substantial completion has been signed off on by the state, the county will receive $200,000 reimbursement from the state bid bridge match program. So we'd respectfully request approval of this.
Questions for Dan?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Klug, second by Mixon. Any further discussion or questions? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none. Motion carries.
Okay, 7.3 is Resolution 187, awarding the low bid to Omaha Electric for traffic signal 186 and 370, $1,034,774. Well, you get it, and 67 cents. Dan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the board. On June 30th, the county received 3 bids. The low bid was Omaha Electric at the price you just identified, $1,034,774. The estimate was $1,043,759, so it did come in under. The projected completion date is July of 2023, or 1 year from now. That's primarily driven by the lead time. The contractor doesn't order the material until the bid is approved. Beth has indicated that she will continue to press that bid. We know it's a high priority to get that signalized, but the formal contract would be no later than July of 2023 date, so we respectfully request approval.
Okay, questions for Dan?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Klug, second by Burmeister. Discussion?
Just one question. The previous agenda item, I've been in contact with Denny's office, and I know what's going on there. Any questions or concerns about this from your standpoint? No, not at all. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess the only comment I'd make is people ask why we don't build roads faster, but when it costs $1 million to put a traffic signal in, I mean, that's a pretty good indication that supply lines are long and labor costs are increasing. Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none. Motion carries.
Okay, last item before discussion is Resolution 204, Interlocal Cooperation Agreement with SID 299 Aspen Creek for the traffic signals at 186 Kayla.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. This is just a piggyback item to the last bid award. According to this agreement, SID 299 will contribute 30% of the final costs. So the county is going to pay 100% up front and ask for reimbursement from SID 299. And then at some point in the future, when that south corridor develops, we'll ask for 30% from that development. So the total cost to the county at some point in the future, when it's all developed, will be about $400,000 total.
Any questions or concerns? Good, Denny? Okay.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Klug, second by Warren. Discussion? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carries.
Okay, our last item for the public is a discussion on the preliminary levy allocation request for the fire districts and Ag Society. Renee?
Well, Commissioners, we're doing a lot of cross-training now in my office, so we're actually going to let our accounting specialist, Tammy Drucker, who has worked on these all year, come up here and present them for you.
All right. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. The following Sarpy County political subdivisions, nervous, are required by state statute revised section 77-3443 to submit a request for their levy allocations to the county board on or before August 1st. And those are the Eastern Sarpy County Suburban Fire District, Gretna Fire District, Millard Suburban Fire District, Papillion, Springfield, and Sarpy County Ag Society. As a reminder, the Good Luck Suburban Fire District was annexed by Papillion in 2020. These are preliminary requests that were submitted by the levies. Kevin Edwards is here from the Millard and Papillion Rural Fire Districts, if you would like to come up and address any of the concerns that you might have regarding these numbers that were presented to us.
Tammy.
Open them on the agenda. Just so they can page through or look at one specifically. If Kevin's up there, you can put his first.
Just a minute, Tammy.
I have it up on my screen.
Oh, you're good, but
Share.
are they projecting?
No, they're not up there.
Jose, she's got it open on our page.
There we go.
There.
There.
Nope, hang on. Now, are you seeing it? Yep.
Yep.
There.
And I want this off. There you go. And let's go a little bigger. Okay. And you guys can scroll down to whichever one you want to look at.
We can just scroll down. Millard Pavilion. All right, my name is Kevin Edwards. I'm the fire chief of the Millard Suburban Fire Protection District. We had a significant amount of growth in our valuation, which impacts our contract with the city of Omaha. Our levy rate is fixed at 10.8 cents on our valuation. We were able to absorb some of that cost because we were some of those increases because we were eligible for $300,000 of state aid last year from the state of Nebraska for fire districts. And we're also eligible, I haven't gotten final certification of it, but this year we're also going to be eligible for that $300,000. But I can't include it in my budget yet because they won't let me know until November 4th. But at any rate, we were able to lower our levy from 11.8 last year to 11.5, which is a 2.54% in reduction. Anything else?
Questions? Nope. Thanks for the reduction.
Yeah, well, I hope that we can go down to 11.3 next year is my plan.
Note from our previous discussion, not pertaining to this.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Yep.
And then I'm also the administrator for the Papillion Rural Fire Protection District. Once again, we had a significant amount of increase in our valuation, which is a testament to the quality growth that's going on in the area. And our portion, when we share the expenses with the city of Papillion and the city of La Vista, we do it proportionally. And so whatever percentage of the total budget that has to come out of property taxes is assigned to each entity by their proportion of the total valuation. Because our valuation went up considerably, and the cities didn't go up as much because they don't usually get as much growth unless they annex or something of that nature, which they didn't do. Our percentage of the total went up, but the fire department's budget stayed, let's see here, got it, stayed down to 3.57% increase, and we had an 11.98% increase in our valuation for the group. We were able to lower our levy by 4% from 14.6 to 14.1. Or 14. Just 14, not 14.1, 14.
That's a reduction too.
That's, yeah, yep, that's a reduction.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, thank you.
I do have a question for you.
Sure.
After the meeting, can you just hang around for a second?
Sure.
Thank you, Kevin. On another issue.
Okay.
We also, Clerk, got a notification or an email from the Bellevue Fire District that we should probably include in the record.
We can include that. We sent that on to you, so you have
Yeah, we got it.
All
We
right,
got
and
it, but,
we'll include that in your record for you then.
so we probably want to make sure that's included.
Okay, we can do that.
Just in general, these preliminary values are great. They're trending in the right direction, especially in the Bellevue Fire District, so. Appreciate all the work of the cities and you to put all this together. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I guess the process now is it will come back for final approval?
It will be coming back on or before September 1st. I believe it's the 26th of August, right off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And
I'm quite sure the board will get behind the support for these, so thank you very much.
thank you.
Okay, 9.1.
We'll go into executive session to discuss collective bargaining.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Burmeister, second by Klug to go into executive session. Discussion? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carries.
Okay, it's now 4:04. We're going to go into executive session where our discussion will be restricted to collective bargaining.
Hey, Dan.
It's now 4:47. At 4:04, we went into executive session where our discussion was restricted to collective bargaining. Need a motion that we return to the regular
So
session.
moved.
Second.
Motion by Mixon, second by Klug. Discussion? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carries.
All agenda items having been addressed as published, the Board of Commissioners is adjourned.